It's Monday, February 7th, 2022. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about the NFL Coaches Edition. So 8 of the 9 coaches has been filled up, and I'm going to give you my reaction on all 8. It is Monday Morning Football with the Guru. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. So welcome to another great episode. So guess what? It's the NFL offseason per se. It's the week before the Super Bowl. So it's the offseason, meaning it's the NFL coaches season. So we have currently 9 head coaches. We're not currently, but we had 9 open coaches position. And at the taping currently, we have 8 out of 9 already filled up. So I'm going to give you guys my reaction about the 8 of the 9 current position has been filled up as far as head coaching. All right. So we're going to talk right now about the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears hired defensive coordinator from the Indianapolis Colts, Matt Eberflus. And if y'all know this content, y'all know I'm a huge Matt Eberflus fan. I thought he should have been a head coach 2 years ago. But I think this is a great situation for Matt Eberflus. And for you to have some type of success, and there's nothing guaranteed, but for you to have the odds of success, you know what I'm saying, is you got to have certain things that fit you. So in this situation, I think Matt Eberflus is going to a roster that really fits him, especially the defense what he's trying to run currently, or the defense what he's going to run in Chicago. He's a cover 2 specialist. Right now with the type of offense that's going on in the NFL, now the cover 2 is in vogue. There was a couple of years ago when everybody mastered the cover 2, but right now because of the style of the offense and the high-powered offense, so right now cover 2 is in vogue. And honestly, Matt Eberflus is probably one of the best cover 2. He's probably the best cover 2 coach right now in the NFL. And go watch the Indianapolis Colts. So I just love that makeup. Obviously, you have a Justin Fields, so he has a quarterback that right now that has the ability and he has the agility to be a very competent quarterback. So right now, I think he's going into a great situation. But most importantly, he's going into a conference that is in disarray per se. Like, we don't know what's going to happen with the Green Bay Packers as far as Aaron Rodgers' situation. So let's just say Aaron Rodgers is not there. So now that whole division is in disarray. You know what I mean? So he's in a situation where anything could happen. You have Detroit with Dan Campbell. We don't know what's going on with Detroit and Dan Campbell, all right? Who else is in that division? You have the Minnesota Vikings, who are getting a new coach as well. We don't know what's going on with Kirk Cousins. So we don't know what's going on in that division. So I honestly think this is a great hire, and I think he's going to get a leg up in the division real soon. And I expect the Chicago Bears to be very competitive, I'm telling y'all, next year with the addition of Matt Eberflus. Huge fan, and I think he's going to be a very, very good coach as far as that goes for the Chicago Bears. So now I want to move on to the next team, the Denver Broncos. They hired Nathaniel Hackett, OC from the Green Bay Packers. So in logic and in fit, I like this situation. I like what they did. I think in a division like the Denver Broncos, which is an offensive-dominated division, you have high-level offensive coaches. I think, honestly, you needed to have an offensive coach. But the only thing about this, the Denver Broncos situation right here, is predicated on the next move. You know what I'm saying? It's good to get Nathaniel Hackett, but what is the next move? Is it big play? Is it getting Aaron Rodgers? Because if that's the major play, then yes, this is a big-time move. Obviously, because you're getting that type of caliber quarterback. Because in that division with Justin Herbert, with Derek Carr, with obviously Patrick Mahomes, I mean, that's a dog-eat-dog world. And Nathaniel Hackett is coming to Denver without a quarterback of that level. So that's what I'm saying. This is a good fit as far as the offensive situation. But now it's, okay, do you have the weaponry? Obviously, you have the offense now. You need that guy. And like I said, if Aaron Rodgers is the reason he's this higher, then I think this is a great hire. But if that's not Aaron Rodgers don't become a Denver Broncos, then I don't think this is going to be then I'm not sure about this hire, to be honest with you. I think in that division, you need this. That's a big boy division. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some big boys. I don't want no inexperienced dudes. You got to have some big dogs in that division, especially with, like I said, Andy Reid in there. And now, obviously, I'm going to tell you about the new Las Vegas head coach in a little bit. So, like I said, with this pick in logic, yes, I think it's a good pick for the Denver Broncos. But it's a wait and see approach because I want to see what's the next move. I think this play right here, it got to be a double play. It can't be a single play. It can't be like, oh, we're going in Nathaniel Hackett and what next? No, I think this got to be Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers to be a home run freaking play right here. Speaking of that division, we're going to stay in that division. We're going to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders and their new head coach in Josh McDaniels. We all know Josh McDaniels, the former New England offensive coordinator. So I really enjoy this situation right here. I think the Las Vegas roster, they need a guy with like a Josh McDaniels. I think definitely the roster is an offensive dominated roster. So I think, especially with a guy like a Derek Carr, who's in a sense, he's a very, very, you know what I mean? He's a very good, competent quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He has that leadership qualities, and then I think he's definitely a guy that could work in a Josh McDaniels type of offense and scheme. So, and he's a smart guy, man. As much as you say anything about Derek Carr, he's a smart guy. So I think this would work. And I also like the fact that Josh McDaniels is bringing in Patrick Graham, the former defensive coordinator from the New York Giants. I really, really like Patrick Graham. I thought the New York Giants defense was really, really good, on the low of good, considering what the whole situation was going on over there. So I think the Las Vegas Raiders got professionals. I think they got professional coach, real teachers. So the mistakes you consistently normally see from the Las Vegas Raiders teams in the past, I think that's going to get cut down. So I think they're going to be better in situational football. And I just think this team right now with this situation with coaches, I think this is a home run hit for the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the roster fits them perfectly as far as I really enjoy this pick. If I have to choose between Nathaniel Hackett and obviously Josh McDaniels, I think the Las Vegas Raiders hit this home run, and I think the Denver Broncos, like I said, it's all predicated on Aaron Rodgers. If they don't get Aaron Rodgers, I don't think this is a very good move, to be honest with y'all. So we're going to take a quick break, though. But when we come back, man, the team I want to talk about, this is what I thought is going to be one of my favorite hire right here, man. My favorite hire, and we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk about that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. Welcome back, man. So we're going to continue our coaches edition and my reactions and my thoughts towards it. So we're moving on to the Jacksonville Jags, and they got Doug Pederson. Honestly, this is my favorite coach of this whole circle that got hired as far as this. And I think he went into a great situation. I love Dougie P. I love Dougie P in a lot of his situation. And I think Jacksonville, Duval, y'all got yourself on right here, man. First of all, what I love about it is, obviously, you have a young quarterback in display with Trevor Lawrence, who already went through the first year, you know what I'm saying, whip. And Dougie P's an offensive coach, man. I love what he brings to that. I love the attitude. I love the swag. I love the confidence. I love the fact that he's a made man. He's already done it before. And most importantly, man, he done it with a balanced team. He done it with running the ball, man. He had like a three-headed monster in Philadelphia. So I know how important running the ball is to Dougie P. And I've obviously saw the offensive line unit in Philadelphia. So I know what Dougie P is going to do. His resume speaks for itself. So this is, to me, my favorite hire. The Jags hit a home run. I expected Jacksonville to be very competitive, especially in a conference that's just its influx. Like it's like it switches between the Titans, the Texans, the Colts. So it's like there's no dominant team in this conference. There's no dominant team. So Dougie P coming in there is going to be established himself as probably the coach with the most, basically as far as winning and having a Super Bowl, he's going to be the only coach in that division division with a Super Bowl in ring. So I think that's going to be a leg up as far as for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm excited, man. It's like I'm getting my Jags, my Jags hat on because, with Aaron, with the other dude, the other coach, I don't even want to say his name, the former coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars, I was never a fan. Y'all check my receipts. Y'all know what I thought about that dude. But in a sense, I like this, and I love Dougie P, man. Hey, the Jags, y'all like it? I love it, baby. Dougie P in Duval County. Thumbs. The guru said 2 thumbs up. Let's move on to the New York Giants with the addition of Brian Daboll, right? So I'm just going to focus on Brian Daboll as far as that fit. I really, really like this fit for the New York Giants, to be honest with you. I have high respect for Brian Daboll. Big fan of Brian Daboll. I thought Brian Daboll should have been a head coach last year or maybe the year prior because, honestly, man, he's doing miracles, man, with Josh Allen. Did miracles to see what that guy. If he could do that with Josh Allen, I'm telling you, man. I didn't say he could do that with Daniel Jones, but it just having that ability and he's a winner, man. I like what he brings. I like his attitude. I like his demeanor. I like his play calling. I like him being. I like his display right now, and I think he's going to be a good coach. I think he fits as far as the New York Giants, and honestly, I think he fits the NFC East. There's certain guys, man, that just fit certain division, and he feels like an NFC East guy. He smells like an NFC East guy, and I just feel like he's an NFC East guy. So I expect the New York Giants to have a turnaround, and I think this is going to be more of a long-term deal, unlike the last basically 5 or 6 years of the New York Giants as far as their head coaching situation. So personally, I'm a big fan of Brian Daboll. I like what he brings to the table. I love what the Buffalo Bills, and honestly, I don't think the Bills are going to be the same without Brian Daboll as far as him not calling plays for with them. So kudos for the New York Football Giants. I know there's a whole situation going on over there, whatever the situation is, but as far as this hire, I think Brian Daboll is a very good hire for the New York Football Giants. The guru once again give you 2 thumbs up. Let's move on to the next team. So the next team is going to be the Minnesota Vikings with Kevin O'Connell. So to tell you the truth, man, Kevin O'Connell came from the Los Angeles Rams, right? So this whole Sean McVay situation. There's not all the coaches are going to succeed because obviously for a certain situation with the Minnesota Vikings, I really don't know the situation. I don't think it's not very stable. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins. We don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, they got a new GM, so it's kind of one of those situations. Just the same way I feel about Nathaniel Hackett and the Denver Broncos. I am not comfortable with this situation. I think, yes, obviously, Kevin O'Connell being an offensive coach, yes, I think that's a good situation, obviously, coming from a Mike Zimmer. And like I mentioned prior, the division is kind of in an influx. Obviously, we don't know the A-Rod situation, so Green Bay Packers won't be the same without A-Rod. And obviously, we don't know what the hell Detroit's doing with Dan Campbell. So there's a lot of situation going on over there. So so I think it could be a good situation for O'Connell. But like I said, without that guy, especially that quarterback, I don't know if it's going to be a long-term situation for the Minnesota Vikings. But in theory, I do like the pick. But as far as do I feel comfortable? No. Put it like this. If he's driving the car, I'm going to have my seatbelt on, right? If it's Jacksonville with Doug Pederson, I got my feet up. I ain't even worried about my seatbelt. There's certain coach, I ain't worried about it. But with this dude, with Kevin O'Connell, I'm definitely going to have my seatbelt on. So now we're going to move to the newest the newest head coach I just got hired as far as when I made this video is the Miami Dolphins just signed Mike McDaniels for the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, Tree, OC. So what is my thought about this? So it's one of those situations. I think Miami Dolphins is the worst job available. Of all this job, obviously all of them are great job, but I think this job is the worst job available on the market. And I think Mike McDaniels really Nobody really know much about this guy, to be honest with you. Nobody could say much. Of course, we're going to hear the rhetoric, oh, he's intelligent, he's this, he's that. We're going to hear his resume talk. But at the end of the day, man, nobody knows this guy. Nobody knows his philosophy. Nobody knows that. Yeah, he came from the Shanahan tree, blase. But is he a leader of men? I don't care what tree he's coming from. Do we know he's a leader of men? We finna find out. And with all that situation going to Miami Dolphins, especially in an unstable franchise like that, in this situation, to me, I would have got a made man. You know what I'm saying? Look at what's going on in Washington. In this situation, they went and got Ron Rivera in a couple of years ago. So you got to get a strong, a made man who already got a reputation in this league. But they want to go got a young fella. Who I don't think have the personnel. I don't believe Tua is a guy. And in that division, the Miami Dolphins now, they got a young fellow, a young offensive guy now in the division. Let me tell you why I don't even like this. I don't like this. In a division that's dominated by all defensive coordinators. All right? You're going to bring a young offensive guy. He's going to get eaten up. I think this is a terrible situation. I think this is a setup for the young fellow. Yes, I know it's a setup. This is a setup job for him, for a first-year guy. And I think out of all the hires, this might be the one that's the least have the least options or the least odds of being successful, man. I'm just going to be real. There's a lot of mess going on in the Miami Dolphins and in that division with that roster. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think this dude is a better coach than Brian Flores and I just don't see it. I do not see it. If Brian Flores went 9-8, this dude is at least 2 games less than Brian Flores as far as his coaching ability. So I see the Miami Dolphins cap at 7 wins with that roster. So terrible situation, man. I don't see this dude making it 2 or 3 years, man. Check this tape out, man. So on that note, that concludes my NFL coaches' reaction thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to see, it's the wait to see approach. Because, hey, remember what I told y'all, Brandon Staley and all that, I'm still not a fan, and I don't think he's going to make it, especially with that division going all the way offense. Oh, that's a side note. That's a side note, man. The guru just talking shit, all right? So, y'all know the drill, man. Like this, love this, share this, and I'm out. G to the U to the R to the U.